On May 19, 1845, a mysterious expedition set sail with Sir John Franklin and his crew aboard two ships, HMS Erebus and HMS Terror. This journey was not just one of exploration, but also a quest for a new trade route between Europe and the East. But what happened to them? The disappearance of this expedition left a tragic mystery, filled with fierce snowstorms and life-or-death decisions no one could have anticipated. As time passed, the question of their fate deepened. Let's dive into this unresolved mystery. In July of that same year, they reached Baffin Bay, continuing west in August, stopping at Beechey Island to hold memorial ceremonies for the fallen sailors. Here they left behind a trace, recording the names of those unfortunate souls who had perished, yet this also marked the point where clues about their fate began to turn murky. Concurrently, the brutal snowstorms and harsh weather conditions began to set in, signaling a long, arduous journey ahead. As if destined by fate, on June 11, 1847, Sir John Franklin died on King William Island, leaving the expedition in increasingly dire straits. While no one witnessed his last moments, documents discovered later provided insight into the tragedies unfolding within the crew. In fact, just months after his death, the sailors faced starvation, disease, and an escalating sense of despair. Despite their resilience, it was clear that fate had brought them to the brink of death. The search for the missing began as early as the 1850s, when a fleet of ships scoured the seas in hopes of finding traces of the expedition. One notable achievement was the discovery of a stone grave on Beechey Island in 1850, indicating that the expedition had once been there. With each new clue, hope grew for finding their comrades, but the truth proved to be even more heartbreaking. In 1854, explorer John Ray, after interacting with the Inuit near Kugaruk, gathered details about the expedition's fate. The accounts from the Inuit opened a new chapter in the investigation, revealing that they had witnessed corpses, indicating that acts of survival had taken place, raising questions about humanity. Months rolled on under thick clouds as questions surrounding the sailors' fate persisted. Once part of a mighty navy, they now became the subjects of cruel fate. The actions of the Inuit highlighted some painful truths. Desperation drove unimaginable choices, from cannibalism to the pressures of survival. This left many of us unable to fathom that, in those final hours, deep in their hearts, they wrestled with conflicts between survival and loyalty. In an effort to further understand the crew's deaths, a research team led by Owen Beatty exhumed 3 bodies on Beechey Island between 1984 and 1986. Analyses revealed unusually high lead levels in their bodies, suggesting an unexpected cause, lead poisoning. This poison could have come from their supplies, such as water pipes or even the food they consumed. Furthermore, a subsequent study in 2016, conducted by Jenny Christensen, revealed, through analysis of fingerprints and toenails from the body of John Hartnell, a shocking zinc deficiency, suggesting that their diet lacked meat, a vital element for survival in harsh conditions. However, the mystery didn't end there. The story of the Franklin expedition is still steeped in theories and debates. Recently, the discovery of HMS Erebus in 2014 in Victoria Sound sparked renewed hope. Though no survivors were found, every piece of the ship carries untold stories. The second ship in the expedition, HMS Terror, wasn't found until 2016, also adding to the unsolved puzzle. Yet the big question remains: what truly caused their disappearance? Some theories suggest the sailors might have unknowingly contracted tuberculosis, while others believe they faced Addison's disease, a condition caused by adrenal hormone deficiency, leading to severe health problems. However, the truth behind the tragic deaths of 130 explorers remains an unverified mystery. The accounts from the Inuit might provide clues, but there is no solid evidence to clarify what actually happened in those final days of the expedition. In fact, some reports suggest that the sailors may have resorted to cannibalism in their inevitable struggle for survival, although this detail remains controversial and unproven. Now, more than 170 years after the Franklin expedition's dreadful disappearance, this mystery lives on in the minds of generations. With each new discovery from excavations, their story gets retold, yet there are still pieces of the puzzle missing. Will we ever truly know what happened to them? Or will these resilient sailors, through their pain and suffering, forever remain heroes who never returned. This tale is not just one of conquest, but also a lesson about humanity, nature, and life in the face of the harshest elements. As for the remaining enigmas, what else might we uncover from this mystery until the entire puzzle is pieced together? Time will tell, but until then, the story of the Franklin expedition will always be a remarkable narrative filled with wonder in the quest for life and truth.